Hello, and welcome to Humanizing HR. I'm Mohammed Ajaluni. Today, we're going to tackle something that, let's be honest, causes a ton of frustration in the workplace. The whole idea of promotions. We're going to rethink it from the ground up and explore three very different and, I think, much healthier paths for career growth.
Now, if you've been following the Humanizing HR series, you know we've covered a lot of ground, from talent acquisition to building a learning culture. But today, we're getting right to the heart of the matter. We're talking about the corporate ladder itself.
And this is a topic I'm incredibly passionate about. I've spent a lot of time developing this framework, and I'm really excited to be the one to walk you through it today.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by digging into why the traditional promotion model is, well, kind of broken. Then we'll explore three powerful alternatives: mastery, leadership, and those sideways moves. And finally, we'll pull it all together to show how this creates a much more human way to think about our careers. Ready? Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first, what is the actual problem here? I think we really need to question this whole image we have of a corporate ladder and what it even means to move up.
When you hear the word promotion, this is probably what comes to mind, right? A new, shinier job title. You're an engineer, then you become a senior engineer. You're a supervisor, then you become a manager. It's the simple, straight line, one-way up path.
But this simple, linear view, it creates some really serious problems. For one, it makes everyone think that management is the only real way to succeed. It also totally undervalues our deep technical experts, the masters of their craft, because their salary hits a ceiling without a new title. And maybe the worst part? It pushes brilliant people into management jobs they might not even want or be good at, which just leaves them unhappy and not very effective.
So, this brings me to the core idea I really want you to take away today. We have to accept that professional growth isn't just a one-way street. It has multiple dimensions. In fact, I believe there are three distinct and equally valuable directions a person can grow inside any company. And that is the framework we are going to unpack right now.
Let's start with the first path. This one is all about growing through deep, focused expertise in what you do. This is the path of mastery. Now, the key to this whole path is a concept I call technical grades. It is so important to get this. These are not job titles. They are simply levels that recognize your actual, real-world capability and expertise. As you get better, learn more, and gain experience, you just naturally progress through these grades, no matter what your title is.
And here's where it gets really powerful. When you link salary directly to these technical grades, you suddenly empower people to grow financially just by getting better at their job. The whole focus shifts from just chasing titles to genuinely wanting to learn and master your craft.
Okay, so that's mastery. Now let's look at the second path, which builds right on this foundation: leadership. This is for people who want to grow by taking on more responsibility for guiding people and projects. And this slide really breaks down the distinction perfectly. Think of it this way. Your technical grade is about your personal skill, your mastery, and everyone has one. That's what your salary is based on. A job title, on the other hand, is about a role in the organization. It's about responsibility, and only some people will have one. They are two totally separate things, but they're both important. Let's make this real with an example. An engineer can progress all the way to principal expert, growing their skills and their salary the entire time. Now, at some point, they might get selected to be a team leader. That's them stepping onto the leadership path. But, and this is the most important part, even if they never become a manager, their growth doesn't have to stop. They can keep advancing and earning more right there on the mastery track.
All right, now for path number 3. And this is the one that is so often overlooked: sideways growth. This is about growing your value by getting a wider range of experience.
We're so obsessed with that ladder, with just moving up, that we completely forget the incredible value in moving across. This is where you build a real, holistic understanding of the entire business, and that is an unbelievably powerful skill. Think about our engineer again. Imagine the value they would gain by spending some time in quality assurance, or the supply chain, or even maintenance. With every one of those moves, their perspective gets wider, and they start to develop what's called systems thinking. They begin to see how all the pieces fit together.
So this requires a real mental shift. We have to stop seeing a sideways move as a career that's stalled out. It's not stagnation. It is a deliberate, strategic move toward professional expansion. Okay, so we've got mastery, we've got leadership, and we've got sideways growth. Now let's pull it all together into one single, unified model. So here it is, all three paths working together. You've got upward growth through your mastery, you have leadership growth through responsibility, and you have sideways growth through your breadth of experience. See, it's not a ladder anymore. It's more like a three-dimensional map for your career. And when you actually offer all three paths, the entire culture transforms. You go from that frantic, sometimes toxic scramble for the next title to a much healthier focus on genuine learning, contribution, and just expanding what you're capable of doing.
And this brings us right back to the ultimate goal. This whole framework is about humanizing promotions by completely redefining what it even means to grow at work.
Because a truly healthy organization, it's like a healthy ecosystem, right? It needs diversity. It needs those deep experts, the masters. It needs effective guides, the leaders. And it needs those versatile systems thinkers, the connectors. It's not about one being better than the others. A great company needs all three to thrive.
You know, when we build a system that genuinely recognizes and rewards all three of these growth paths, we stop treating people like they're just interchangeable cogs in a machine. We start seeing them as whole professionals who grow through knowledge and experience and ultimately wisdom. And that, I truly believe, is one of the most meaningful ways we can humanize work. Thanks for watching.